When OP catches wind of the bond being created between his wife and another man in their friend group, he starts to wonder if something more is going on. But is he right? To find out how this story ends, get yourself a coffee and grab a bowl of popcorn so we can get into it.
Me and my wife both have the same group of friends, and she started hanging out more with one of the guys and would even bring my daughter along with her. But for the most part, they were just going to the park. We work alternating schedules, so I usually don't have time to go to the park during the day. But after hanging out with him, she'd be even more frisky with me. She doesn't hide the fact that they go to the park and would show me texts about how much he exercises, which got her to start working out more too. I didn't think much of it at first because she wasn't hiding it, but eventually, she started hiding things. One day, I logged into social media on a computer that we share, and while I usually log out of hers first, I was curious about her messages, which wasn't such a big deal because we typically have access to each other's things. They would ask how each other is doing and take an interest in how they're feeling. I wouldn't say that I'm a jealous person at all, but she is. If it were turned around and I was the one in her shoes, she would probably leave me. I confronted her about this, and it became the worst fight of our lives. I accused her of trying to get with this guy and that he was trying to hook up with her too, because I feel like their messaging is how a lot of relationships start. I mean, after all, that's how we got together. She mostly blamed me for it, saying that I'm not affectionate, and that she hasn't been happy throughout our entire marriage. I was angry, heartbroken, and most especially sorry. I was extremely apologetic because I've come to understand where she was coming from. I wasn't the best husband as I'm terrible at communication and showing love, and I started seeing a therapist and psychiatrist to change and be a better person. In the end, I agreed that it was all my fault, and she would go on to say that they were just friends. I asked her to stop seeing him and to not even talk to him. But remember, we all hang out with the same people. When we were around this group of friends, they avoided each other like a plague, but I always saw the chemistry in their eyes. Whenever I wasn't hanging out with the group, I would often hear that they had no problem talking to each other, so I figured maybe they really were just friends. So I told the guy that I was sorry for thinking that they were something more. After some time passed, they still tried to avoid each other whenever I'm there, but they still spoke to each other when I wasn't. She also separated our Apple accounts and only used private messaging apps that can't be traced through a phone bill. She's constantly glued to her phone and has made a 360 effort to wear perfume and look good when she's out. But the thing is, she hasn't ever done this during our marriage. I only thought good things, and was happy about the fact that she seemed more confident than she's been in the past. But still, in the back of my mind, I couldn't get over how she seemed like a different person, happier than ever. So, how can I be mad at that? I mean, I already assumed that I'd been a terrible husband all these years. This goes on for another month, and one day she goes out to lunch with her girlfriends. At least that's what I hoped. I checked her location with our phone and saw that she was at someone's house. I messaged her, asking her where she was, and she was at the guy's house with some of her friends. She said that her friends wanted to go to his place because he was having a party. I was furious and started calling her the worst names. I was angry because she went to the guy's house who I accused her of trying to have an affair with. The fight didn't end well, and it all turned around on me, as she said that I wasn't there for her and that I never made her happy. Now, we're just going day by day, pretending like nothing happened, which is where I am at this precise moment. I'm not sure about what to do nor what to think. At this point, all I can think about is the future of my child and our family. I mean, I want things to work, but maybe I need more therapy.
Even though OP is yet to find any incriminating evidence of his wife getting physical with this other guy, it seems likely. Being in such close proximity to someone she's already having an emotional affair with is a recipe for disaster. This, coupled with the fact that she refuses to put an end to their friendship and lies to her partner about where she's going, it's clear to me that she's not someone who can be trusted. Your partner should be that one person you can trust 100%. Someone you should have complete faith in to have your back, but it doesn't seem like OP has that here. Anyway, let's see what the word is in the comments section.
Easy Ad says, She's 100% cheating on you and gaslighting you about it. Yes, you admit to having emotional and mental problems but are working on them, but that's no justification for her cheating on you. Also, her hiding her communications from you screams infidelity. I would end things with her as soon as possible, no second chances. Hopefully, she hasn't adopted your daughter. Counting Days says, you're looking into a full-blown affair there. It's always the same. Some guy weaseling in as a best friend, and her female friends enable her because she has to go after her heart. In my honest opinion, you've got to tell her that she's breaking your boundaries, and it looks like she's lying. Look at her friends. My bet is that most of them are single ladies. A woman becomes like her friends. If they're not single, talk to their partners, and ask her how she would feel if the roles were reversed, and after that, talk to a lawyer. But don't tell her yet. I hope you did a prenup and go for a 50-50 custody. Make her see what she's done and be ready to leave. Love bombing or doing the pick-me dance will just make everything worse. Insane Ike says, you have to be naive if you think she's not cheating you. Most cheaters, when caught, will blame their partner for their cheating. She's told you that you've never made her happy, and she continues not to stop seeing him. So tell her that you want a divorce and don't argue, debate, or talk about the reasons as to why she's cheating. Divorce her and find someone who'll make you happy. Your wife checked out of your marriage.
Personally, I'm not too convinced that this relationship is something worth saving, especially as it seems like OP's wife has long since checked out of it. But let's hope that he can eventually find his way to peace with someone more deserving of his trust. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Coffee and Popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.